Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Monday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers were in action on Saturday night, taking on none other than the Denver Nuggets as they look to get that monkey off of their back and finally take a victory against the Denver Nuggets in, I believe, the last 11 or 12 games that they had lost to the Denver Nuggets, including last year's sweep in the playoffs and, of course, this year's regular season and so far in the playoffs. But LeBron James and Anthony Davis were not having it. I will say this, they played just as well as they played in all the other games. But as I will continue to say, it has to be the others, as Shaq calls them, that need to step up. And as we all know in this series, the others for Denver have been stepping up, but the others for the Lakers haven't. And we knew that role players play better at home. So the first two games didn't surprise me, even though the heroics of Jamal Murray, if you really look at it, the Lakers have been up, and I forget the exact graphic, but the Lakers have been up for way more minutes than what the Denver Nuggets have been up in this series. So that tells you something. Like you can say, that's something you can really lean on. And I'm sure that's something that they're talking about because it's obvious if they go back and watch film that they have been in control of these games, giving up a 20-point lead. And you could easily say this series could be 3-1 the other way, or at the very minimum 2-2, because the heroics of Jamal Murray, who hasn't particularly played well in this series, only shooting 38% so far in this series and only 25% from three in this series, has not looked particularly well. And that is because of none other than, you got to give it up to AR, Austin Reeves, doing his thing on the defensive side of the ball. And maybe that's why Austin Reeves hasn't been that particularly great on the offensive end, because he's expending so much energy chasing Jamal Murray around the court, keeping playing lock and trail defense, which is very important against a team like the Denver Nuggets, because they set a lot of screens for a player like Jamal Murray and others as well. But nonetheless, speaking of Jamal Murray, and I'm going to get to the game in just a second, but breaking news, and I won't say breaking because when I watched the game that Saturday night, and I apologize for not going live, I'm just getting my voice back from screaming at these Lakers for the past week. Your boy really lost his voice. Plus, I was coming over cold and not feeling too well. But at the end of the day, Jamal Murray, if anybody noticed it, he did something to that calf late in the game, and you could tell he got a little bit gimpy, and I thought he was going to come out, but yet he stayed in. But to me, when you have something like a calf strain, that is something that you have to take seriously, because it's not like an ankle. It's like swelling, any of that. Could be potentially lead to a tear if you don't take care of it adequately. And you're talking about a hamstring and a calf. That's something that could have you potentially out for weeks, because you better rest it. Because if you start playing on a sore calf or a sore hamstring, it could lead to something more serious. And I know the Denver Nuggets, although they want to make a run and defend their championship, they don't want to risk pushing Jamal Murray too much, because if you push Jamal Murray too much and then he gets a setback and now he's out for multiple games, then where do you stand? If I were the Denver Nuggets, and I know that I'm not saying it like this, but I would probably rest him that game, although you don't want to get at Lakers life if they can beat you at home. But, they played without Jamal Murray before. So, maybe give him that rest. And then if he was to rest Monday, if you do lose, he would get Tuesday, Wednesday, a couple of more days of additional rest may be the key. But if you go out there and he's gimpy and he's not playing well, as you looked at Kawhi Leonard, who was making the Clippers suffer on both ends of the floor, because obviously you could tell he was dealing with his injury. So now, do the Denver Nuggets really want to risk that? But I'm telling you right now, it does not matter. And I've been saying this, the game's been close. Listen, I don't ever count the Lakers out till they fully out, because it's kind of like Tupac. He boxing with your back to the wall till your knuckles turn purple. You understand me? So speaking of purple, that's that purple and gold, baby. So this is what we talking about when we talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. A will and a fight not to give up. And Jamal Murray is a little bit gimpy. That's going to bode well for the Los Angeles Lakers. And not only that, if you really think about it, I don't know if y'all noticed, Reggie Jackson didn't get that many minutes because on the previous game, he tweaked the hell out that ankle. I know that thing is on swole right about now because you could play on it when it first happened. As we seen Schroeder, we saw Schroeder do it a couple seasons ago. I don't know how he did it. That man had an ankle of steel, but I'm telling you right now, Reggie Jackson hadn't been the same since that. And now you have a potential injury to both of your starting point guard and your backup point guard. That will not bode well for the Denver Nuggets either. And I'm not praying for their downfall. I'm not praying for their downfall. Well, let me stop lying. I'm not praying for injuries. You know what I mean? We want to win straight up, head up. But, it's been over the course of LeBron James' career as well to where injuries didn't bode well in his favor because injuries to people such as Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love in previous series. We know about that. But anyway, back to the game. Man, Lakers played a hell of a game, and this time they closed the deal in a very important third quarter. They didn't let it get away from them. And previously, when they were getting out to these leads, in every game they got out to a lead, just in case you didn't notice, and end up giving it up. Some of the leads bigger than others, but at the end of the day, that third quarter was very important. And although they got outscored by 2 points in that third quarter, that's all they got outscored by. So they still were able to maintain a decent lead going into the fourth and understanding that they had to do what they had to do to close out the game. So as we know by now, Los Angeles Lakers, 119. Denver Nuggets, 108. Let's get into it. LeBron James, man, we got to talk about the heroics of LeBron James. LeBron James, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 14 out of 23, 61% in 38 minutes. And I must highlight that 38 minutes, that was key because what I noticed from Darvin Ham is that he allowed LeBron James to get a little more rest than what he's been giving him, and the Lakers were able to maintain with the others, which was very key because now LeBron has reserved some of that energy and that's maybe why the Lakers were giving up leads. You playing LeBron to the ground. Have faith in your teammates. Lakers went on a hell of a win streak at the end of the season for a reason because they was playing team basketball. You remember when LeBron James missed the game against the Celtics and they won? Trust in your team. And Darvin Ham, make up your mind between Dinwiddie and Gabe Vincent. I don't like using both because you're not allowing them to get in rhythm. Pick one, let them get in the rhythm. If I had to choose, it's tough for me. I like the way Dinwiddie plays D. Gabe plays decent defense as well. Gabe has more experience by playing in the finals. Dinwiddie, more so of a veteran, I would say. I don't know. Pick one, Darvin Ham. Pick one. End of the day, Anthony Davis. Outstanding game by Anthony Davis, too. All over it on the rebounding. 23 rebounds. That's cleaning glass. I don't care if it's offensive or defense. You putting it into another possession by securing that board is key. And Anthony Davis, 23 rebounds is very exceptional. 25 points, 23 rebounds, 6 assists. Actually led the Lakers in assists, dishing it out because LeBron only had 4 assists. LeBron had to get them points in the fourth. And I did digress from the performance by LeBron James because like I was saying, he had so much extra energy in the fourth quarter to be able to go out and finish that game. And he made play after play to steal from Jokic. And then he tried to flop after LeBron stole it. And then Jamal Murray, if you look at it in slow motion, he welling and flopping too. And then what did LeBron James come do? 2-hand dunk. It was a thing of motion. It was beautiful to see LeBron James go out there and close out the Denver Nuggets and finally win that game. So I don't know if you go back to the Golden State series back when the Cavs came back down 3-1, LeBron was telling them then, all we got to do is get one game. I've been saying this. A lot of this is about confidence. And now I think the Lakers have built confidence. But not only have they built confidence, when you build your confidence, you take away confidence from the other team because now you have done what? You planted seeds of doubt in their head. So now they planted those seeds of doubt. Let's see what these Lakers are going to do tonight. As I said, Murray hasn't been playing well in this series anyway. 38%, 25 from 3. That's well below what he plays. I mean, he's had some heroic times. Of course, the game-winning shot in game 2, I believe it was. So, shouts out to him. But if you look at the Lakers as a whole, shot 52% that game to Denver's 44. They're playing phenomenal defense. Lakers only made 8 out of 26 threes at 30%, but Denver only made 9 out of 30%. It's been like that each game. They've been shooting really the same from 3. So where it's coming out is, I'm telling you, is the role players. And if you look at it, Gabe Vincent, he had 4 points. Dinwiddie had 4 points. Dinwiddie had 14 minutes. Gabe Vincent had 17 minutes. Imagine if you chose one. You know what I mean? Unless you have a Gabe Vincent Dinwiddie backcourt and you're resting D'Lo and AR at the same time and do it like that. I think that's possible because you're not really giving up a lack of size, but it all depends on the matchups and who Denver has in at the particular time. But I'm telling you, it's going to be something with these injuries that's going to be very interesting to watch. And speaking of injuries, I totally almost forgot. Jarrett Vanderbilt has been upgraded and now listed, because he's been listed as out for a mighty long time, since February 23rd, I do believe. But he has now been upgraded to questionable. And you might look at it and say, questionable? Is questionable really mean he going to play? Anthony Davis and LeBron James have been listed as questionable in this series and have played. I know that's a little bit different, but, if he gets upgraded to probable, that would be nice. But, they can't just let Vegas and them know all that just yet when they setting these spreads. You understand what I'm saying? Which I'll be interested in the spread. I hadn't gone and looked at it yet, but I will be placing a wager for the Los Angeles Lakers. So it is what it is. But back to what I was saying. If Jarrett Vanderbilt can come back, it's not like, and Christian Wood was available, y'all. Christian Wood was available to play. Darvin Ham elected not to send him out there, and I don't blame him, just to throw him in the mix of a Game 4 playoffs when he hadn't played in several months. And, although they can use a bigger body, I thought he made the right decision, especially where the Lakers were in the game. And if they went down and he felt he needed to make some sort of adjustment, then that's fine. So I say still stick with the game plan. Jackson Hayes has been great on the offensive board. He played in very limited minutes. If you look at Jackson Hayes, I believe he only played in 6 minutes. And he got 3 boards in those 6 minutes. He didn't really get you any points, but at the end of the day, the Lakers need rebounding, and that's exactly what they got. And if you look at the rebounds from last game, the Lakers won the rebounding battle 46-40, and the offensive rebound is what has been killing the Lakers. And the Lakers have actually been giving Denver way more shots. If you go back and listen to the last show that I did, you can see Denver was getting up 20 extra shots due to Lakers turnovers and that of offensive rebounding, giving them a lot of opportunities to get second chance points. This time, Denver 9 offensive rebounds to the Lakers 8, keeping that very close. And the Lakers actually out-rebounding them 46-40. In the assist department, Denver did win that 30-23, but turnovers, the Lakers only had 12. Denver had 14, so that was better for the Lakers. Both of them had really the same amount of points off turnovers, 13-12 in favor of Denver. Fast break points, that was a wash too, 12-8 in favor of Denver. But what I must focus on is that of points in the paint. The Lakers simply dominated Denver again, 72-52, and a lot was to be made of LeBron James giving up backcourt, saying he's falling asleep on the back line against Aaron Gordon. Listen, that's going to happen at times. Y'all love to try to crucify a man, but LeBron James has his eye on Jokic and who Jokic could be passing it to, and that's going to happen at times because you got certain levels of defense. That's what you must understand. And when people put people on pick and rolls, you're going to get back cuts to the rim. And guess what? LeBron James took advantage of some back cuts on Denver this last game and had some easy runs at the rim through the back door on some slips. Because guess what? Aaron Gordon got caught slipping the same way. So it happens. And speaking of getting crucified, man, why is it quiet as kept about your boy KD? Got swept, formed a, dare I say, super team. Nobody called it that. Now, I want to ask y'all, if LeBron James went out there and formed a team with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal in the offseason, everybody would have said it was a super team and he needed to win the championship. And that's why they call him the GOAT. 39 years old with expectations like that. But Kevin Durant gets swept and did it by Anthony Ellis. Now, let me tell y'all something. Next series, watch what LeBron James and them do to Minnesota Timberwolves. Because Rudy Gobert and none of that, they don't want none of LeBron James. Lakers wasn't ducking nobody, baby. Wasn't ducking nobody. It's over with. All the Lakers had to do was get that monkey off their back. And now we about to see. So I want everybody out there in Lakers Nation, join in and believe and understand what's going to happen tonight. Because everything is starting to turn to the Lakers' favor. The injuries, it's starting to swing toward the Lakers' favor. Vanderbilt getting healthy. Wood getting healthy. Vincent back. And now if you look at the Denver Nuggets, Reggie Jackson, Murray, we're going to see how good Jokic is with those boys. A little gimpy. You understand me? But anyway, man, if you haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe bell and notification bell. And as always, man, this is your boy B New. I'm hollering right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.